Good morning and good evening. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely day today. Today, I'm going to take a look first at the tasks that I had planned from last time. I think it was something to do with just pickups and some oddities with how they're added, removed, and I think I got most of the way there. So I'm going to take a look, and if I can, I will finish up. If not, I might just do something different for today. Um, Not quite sure yet what yet, but I might just take a look at the prototype list and see what might be interesting or fun to do. Just to balance it out, not to do the same things over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, that's going to be the plan for today. So we did figure this one out, why Juno was not doing anything, and why all pickups were being removed. Just for a refresher, both to you and to me, I'm going to take a look at what's happening. So that's one of the ideas. What I really wanted, a button that makes the game follow one character, another, or automatically toggle between them. Okay, yeah, so everything looks fine. I did remember we set the wonder times to 4. It's not the best system since it's very unpredictable, but this is fine. Yeah, there we go. You see, the cheese is being eaten, and then Juno just continues. Great. There we go. We have it. We have, I guess, that point pretty much working. I believe I also marked it as working. So let's just take a look at what else to do next is there. Yeah, this is not going to be a to do next. This is just going to be a to do. Create this is a path. I don't actually have something. Huh. Yeah. Don't each actually have anything. So I was talking about the emotes. Okay. So I guess that's gonna be something for today then. So let's see. I don't really have. I would like to have a button that would work both in the editor and also the VS Code. So I think I'm going to do it with GUI. So bear with me. I'm not sure just how visible this is going to be since the layout I have is a little bit chaotic right now. But no, I might just wait. Let's do no this one, that one. Okay, wait. What does that one do? Ah, okay, so that one is code. Cool. So yeah, so I'm just gonna have VS Code disabled for a bit, and I'm gonna try just add some UI. Since I thought I might use actually a little bit of a refresher. I've been getting a bit fixated on the fact that I have this is a prototype and I want to get it done sooner than later. I do not want to overwork it, and I'm slowly feeling that I am spending a bit too much time on it. But just because that is the case doesn't mean that I should start rushing making or doing decisions, since that is just a pretty quick way to lose interest in what you're doing and slightly burn out. And I'm fully aware that this won't be incredible and wonderful and joyful all the time, but I'm still trying to maintain a healthy balance. So this is just one of the ways of doing that. Switching off to doing something else for a little bit, and then see what happens. So I would like. Hey, final turn. Welcome back. Yeah, so I'm going to try to make UI, even though I fear the Godot UI system. So I will just do my best and hope for the worst, as they say. So yeah, this for now that looks fine. So all I want to do is add a button, a check button. Ooh, okay, nice. So a check button, and let's move it to the very top. Like so. Wait, no. That's. I believe this is the screen part. If you have any questions, I might be able to help. Oh, thank you very much for the suggestion. I think the reason why I'm saying that I am scared of the UI system is that when the GMT Game Jam was happening, me and my friend were making a game that is inspired by Tetris with some twists, and my thing was that I said I was going to make the UI for the game, and I thought, oh, I've heard so many. I think I don't remember if I've told the story, but I thought that, oh, Godot has a really nice and cool UI system, or so I've been told. And I tried working with it, and I was absolutely confused. And it's natural looking back at it. I'd say the Godot system is nice. It's just not you can do it kind of with your brain turned off. Nice. You still need to understand a little bit of what you're doing, and then all the layouts and all the parenting and grouping start to make sense, I assume. So I think this time it's gonna be pretty simple. Mostly for what I'm doing, I'm just gonna add a button to be able to toggle the camera, I guess. So yeah, it should be pretty simple. Yeah, in the future I will have to do something a bit more complicated. Then I'll definitely take a re-dive into making UI. Yeah, I will definitely ask for help at that point. Yeah. On other notes, how have you been doing? Just in general, and how's also how's the project? There was a few things. Child note text label. Yes. Okay, and then toggle follow. go. Oh, now in hindsight, what I'm figuring out is that control. Let's just put this in a control node. Yeah, in hindsight, I might be. Let's just check. What does this look like? It's not here. The button has disappeared. Why has the button disappeared? Okay, I'm doing well. The project is going well too. I posted a new update, and so far I've been getting the most engagement in Mastodon of all places. Ooh, okay. This is still. I believe this is the point where I should reconsider getting Twitter, since I assume you posted in Twitter again. Wait, X again. Okay. Yeah, but also nice. Congrats on the engagement. That sounds cool. Also, Mastodon. Oh, wait, Mastodon is a platform? Okay, I didn't think about that. Decentralized social media. Oh, interesting. I did not know about this. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, thanks for bringing this to my attention. I'll definitely take a look. Obsidian. Streams. Check out Mastodon. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, damn. What is that? Oh, wait, does this have audio? Okay. Yeah, I'm watching on a different monitor right now, but that is such an interesting effect that the camera kind of CRTs when you start looking through, I guess like through the actual in-game camera. That's a cool effect. I also just really like the environment. Looks really nice. Also, well, good post. Just the intrigue of what's that, and I don't know if it's monster design or just some interaction with the world, but it looks very interesting. Like I have no idea what that is, but it looks both spooky and intriguing. Hey, Steffi, welcome back to the stream. Unfortunately, Mastodon doesn't have video posts, so Twitter's still my favorite. Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Right. Yeah, cool. Oh, and also, is Mastodon just some new platform that's kind of trying to be like Twitter? I haven't really heard about it before. Yeah, also, for the UI stuff, this is what I meant. At this point in time, I am completely clueless of what I'm doing. And yeah, I imagine I should definitely use anchors. So guess let's try to do that. Yeah. Okay, and then transform. Okay, so will this help with my camera troubles? No. It's actually an older platform, but it never took off. I just posted it because I had one. Your root control should be a full rect. Okay. My root control. This node doesn't have a control parent. Okay. Root control should be a full rect. Okay. Okay, I got it. So add control. So like I could have something like root, and then this one should be top left. Wait, no, root, full rect, and then control, top left. Huh? Am I missing something? Anchor the check button. It doesn't need parent control. Okay. Yeah, so okay, text, layout, layout position, layout direction, top left. Oh wait, no, I can just do that to here. Okay. And then that to top left. Anchor preset full rect. Yeah. So that's done. That's at the top left, and that's at top left. I assume I've messed up the transforms. So let's take a look at that. Ordering, texture, material, theme overrides, customization, custom minimum size. Make sure the transform size are what you expect when your parent controls changes the transfers. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I'm kind of used to that. The Unity has like a keybind. You just hold Control Alt Shift, and when you do re-anchoring, it just automatically snaps to it. But maybe there's an option here too. I just need to remember where. Okay, yeah, here it is. All right. And oh, the size, I can't do size. Oh, but I can. Yeah, so now I believe it should be good. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, interesting. And it's automatically, I guess, made for controller interaction. Right. Yep. Thank you, Final Turn. I said I'd get it done, but yeah, that was actually very helpful. I have, as I said, I have no idea. I have no intuition right now about how the UI should be done. Yeah. Okay. I guess let's just finish up now. What do I want? I guess world. Hold on. World object. If that the script. Last name world object. Yes, that is what I want. So I can have on ready var button toggle is equal to how do I get this toggle? It takes some getting used to. I had a few months of being in the UI trenches myself. Well, nice. Yeah, I definitely imagine that's the case. Yeah. All right. How do I parent this now through not the Godot editor? Also, Steffi, how are you doing? How is your project? I guess. Wait, I remember I saw something. There is through the run and debug view. No, view debug. There was something inspector active scene tree. Scene tree has not been requested. Okay, never mind. I can't do it. Um, I guess I have to just guess, or I can make it even simpler and just give the button some stuff. Okay, let's do that. Let's just give the button some functionality. So, I forgot I was in the stream. Anyway, Lord is doing good tonight. I'm focusing on rehauling all the art assets. What is the plan for you tonight? Just to clarify, by the way, also I'm in different time zone, so it's actually not night. It's 5:30 a.m. for me. So yeah, it's not night, but anyway, let's get back to it. What is my plan for tonight? Well, I was talking about um how I've just been working on the I guess cheese pickup systems, whatever, and specifically was having some issues with interactions where the ordering is just not quite right, and it's getting a bit complex to do simple things like to just check that like just to do checks that I've lost some cheese, maybe I could show some kind of reaction when picking new cheese up that hey, now we can't pick it up. But just got a little bit confused yesterday, and I thought maybe it's a good time to take a short break since I've been doing this almost non-stop for quite a while now. And yeah, I guess that's just it. Um, so right now I'm just switching over to thinking about what kind of little tasks I have that I have not been doing, and I will try to, for example, just add the camera follow stuff. So, moving back, hey, Freedom DAO, welcome to the stream. Uh, software everyone builds so boring. Why everyone builds such boring software? Not you, but most everyone. Can I put a code suggestion here? Let's grow cheese with genetic cheeses, right? That use cheese to invent new cheese. Then it's a cycle of crazy cheese genes. And eventually the cheese gets sentient and it's like super powerful in the game and smart. Hmm. Yes. So you envision cheese to rule the world. Um, let's grow cheese with an entire cheese civilization. Yeah, that is a plausibility. The cycle of crazy cheese genes. Yeah, I guess splicing cheese and splicing and making it grow technically right. Cheese dynasty. So most of what I'm doing here right now is actually um, code, quote unquote. Like so, just a representation of something else that will be in the game. And there actually are certain entities I have planned that will have the interaction of being spliced together and just a, a type of entities that mutate and don't really have a very specific one kind of form. So I guess making a cheese, like a cheese based like visualization of it, where they kind of mix and match, and that's what I show on stream would kind of make sense. Oh, hybrids. So the idea, right, of what I have in mind is that imagine just I don't know, like if you have like slime enemies, etc., in the game. Oh, also I will go back to the question about barring software afterwards, but the idea that I have is imagine something slime like, but not quite. It can be a rigid structure, and it is just some kind of mass that has its own will for some kind of very specific interaction. So, like right now, I'm making these goal systems that are adaptable, they learn and they do new stuff. So, these would just be, yeah, a non Newtonian blob. That's a good way of putting it. So, each blob would kind of have its own main characteristics that drive it. And then those blobs can morph and combine with other blobs. And that kind of, for a little bit, just creates a new blob with the two characteristics of both, like the two processing decision behavior characteristics of both blobs just merging in for a bit and just becoming a new entity. And so that would kind of create the what I hope what would that would create is that I could have really simple creatures. Just imagine, I don't know, um a little blob that acts like a puppy, and then you combine the puppy blob with some other, I don't know, just chill blobs, and also some, I don't know, whatever, destructive blobs, and then it turns into a boss fight where you have a massive like entity that kind of runs around you and attacks in patterns of what wolves would do. So that's kind of the idea. So procedural generation for the blobs and procedural animation. That's quite a lot. Yeah, so on that part, I since that would be just a visual representation, that is the feeling that I'm trying to give of something that is not quite set, so like a contrast basically. So in behavior, it's actually quite set and quite rigid in what it is and how it behaves, but in reality, in how it shows up and how it visualizes, it is quite malleable and morphic. So I assume I wouldn't be making it 100% realistic, so there is no inherent need for it to be fully physically based and completely accurate. It is more so for the feel of creating that idea that, oh, it is something that is completely changing and not set in one way. Well, in reality, at its core, it has behavior that is actually quite predictable and quite set in stone, and not necessarily simplistic behavior, but just behavior that is, in a way, let's say. Um, it just kind of goes into the lore of the game, as I would say, that I want a I want a type of entity that on first notice would be an obvious um I don't know, enemy, like similar to what Undertale did, that, oh, you had the very first frogs, and maybe your first assumption was that these are enemy units and you have to attack them or something. So I have a similar idea that I would like entities that on first notice look like they are designed from the game's perspective to be enemies, but actually they're not. They're just, I guess, different. So, what am I going to be working on? I don't even remember what I called them, but on the blobs, I guess I'll call them the blobs for now. Oh boy, I don't know. It's probably gonna take a while since I imagine the blobs are, because of the property that they can merge with the other blobs to make kind of different behavior. It's gonna take a while. Um, yeah. Going back, there was a question. A while is an understatement. Yeah, realistically, everything I say and do is gonna be an understatement. I'm still gonna do it, and I'm gonna figure out a way out to get it done. It's gonna involve a whole bunch of cheating and faking it till I make it. I actually had a very nice thought. A lot of this game hinges on magic, actually, and I'm not talking about magic as in stuff that is um, unexplained, but magic in the real world sense that it's trickery. It's creating the illusion that something is more complex and advanced and sophisticated than it already is, and in a way, I don't I don't need it to be correct in how something works. I need it to be believable and not ruin the illusion. So, as I'm saying that, yeah, I have blobs that are going to have behavior and that they're going to morph together, etc. Um, it might just be that the way they work is there's a shader or some kind of procedural node based, like graphical node based system that just draws a mesh and then tries to avoid very heavily clipping with anything. I don't know. I haven't done geography generation in games. I've seen it in Blender, but not in games. So I might do that, or just a simple shader, and yeah, kind of leave that for visualization. And for combining, it's gonna be, I guess, a whole system of readjusting logic and parenting and etc. Basically, Agar.io, but with some extra steps. And I know it's an understatement of how I think that this is going to be simplistic, but I'm just kind of thinking it in my head that, oh yeah, this is something where definitely it would take a whole bunch of effort. And on the bright side, I'm seeing that if anyone, like whoever would join my team, would be interested in making something that looks cool and interacts in ways where you wouldn't expect it capable to be interacting, that's something that they could definitely take up. And it's it's just it's something I have as a consideration, that there is a lot to do in this project, like a bunch of stuff to do. At the same time, the more I do it, and if I can still get the original vision of a game that's about what I want to create it, then hopefully at some point I can have more people join in, and then they can find some parts of the game that are just too simple or not very in-depthly made, and just expand it. Yeah, fake it till you make it, definitely. And I'll first go back to the above question. Software everyone build is so boring. Why everyone builds such boring software? Not you, but mostly everyone. So I kind of understand. I don't know if this is specifically talking about game development and games that are being made right now, or just software in general. So I guess that would be nice if you could clarify. I would just know about which direction more to kind of jump to, but I'm going to pick a direction for now. And I would say, from my own experience, what has led me to making well, stuff that I would myself would call a bit more boring is that I actually have an idea for something that I would like to make that sounds really, really interesting. For example, this project. Um, I can say like whatever I want. That it's not a not a simple project. It's complex. It has all of the chances to just not be possible in time and completely fail. But what I can't say that it's boring and it doesn't have its own uniqueness and merit. Um, and a big part of why I skipped starting this project was that I was always think, this is so complex. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to take and what I'm going to need to do. So I'm just going to work on some smaller projects that are a lot more predictable and are a lot more um, achievable. And in a sense, they might be a bit more boring since I'm doing stuff that's already been done. But at the same time, it has a lot of benefits that, for one, I can learn a lot from making those other projects that maybe I have a better understanding of how they could be made. Maybe there's more material online about just people making, for example. I'm not saying that these examples are boring. Just I'm saying that's why I would assume that me making something similar could be a bit more boring. So like a roguelike, that was one of the projects that I made with my some colleagues in university. So on the one hand, it was a bit more. I know I have to air quote this to the degree that it was more boring since there are lots of roguelikes and lots of roguelikes are being made at the same time. But at the same time, it wasn't really boring because we added our own twists and we made our own mechanics and just it was still new, so it was still just fun to make, and I definitely learned quite a lot. Not necessarily about programming or the game itself, but it was one of the first projects where I actually worked with a much bigger team on something where we were making the game from scratch and we were doing all the decision making. So, and it was not a game jam, so that was really, really nice. Since most of the stuff of what I do at work is just related to taking something that already exists and making it work on in other scenarios. Let's call it that. So yeah, I guess that's to answer the question of why do people build such boring software. I know some of it might be that it's profitable. Some of it might be, I don't know, just a question of perspective, just a subjective opinion. What is boring, what isn't boring. But a lot of it, I think at least a lot of it comes down to that projects that appear boring are actually a great way to learn something, to also make something that is a lot more likely to be achieved, and then that you can show to other people, show to your friends, put in your CV, put on your portfolio, etc. Make a video about it. Just play it, enjoy playing it, and etc. So it's a trade-off. And there's nothing wrong with making something that is um, more achievable. Since it's just because it's more achievable doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean that it's um, lacking in any way compared to something, I don't know, completely original or mind blowing. It's really nice. Like I am. That is why I don't see my other projects as more being boring or cookie cutter or anything. Since yeah, they might have bases that are more predictable and more, I don't know, similar to what other games released on Steam, for example, could look like. But I add my own twists, and I'm proud of them. Like the same roguelike that I made, or a board game that I had made, and I was trying to port to PC and make it a multiplayer thing that I could test by my friends. No, it's such the examples going on. I think hopefully I made the point of what I was trying to say. Um, then Steffi asked, but the question is, how long do you plan to take? Because the scope seems large with your vision. Yeah, so right now, what I'm working on right here, it is going to take 2 years. That is the deadline that I have set. And the way that this deadline works is that the first 8 months of development is a research phase. So whatever I'm doing now for the first 8 months is just I'm trying to get as much done of what I have inside my head to just see how much it takes to actually get it done. I know, just develop, start with the systems that I think that are most important to the game, have them developed, experiment with them to a state that's actually usable, and then just move on to something else. And just everything in these 8 months is done for, let's say, an alpha 1 like version of the game. So it's going to have lots of prototypes for both the game, for how it feels, and also for just different kinds of systems. Then the next 8 months are just going to be purely development of the game, of what I would say is, okay, I have created these systems, and now I'm thinking, like, with this tech that I have, how do I scope it down to be a manageable game to create in the, let's say, those 8 months? Um, so, yeah, so I just take what I've learned, what I've made, and I scale it down as much as I can. Maybe a lot less characters, a lot simpler visuals. Maybe the game only takes like 2 or 3 hours. I don't know. It still has to go on the core idea of what I have. Like for this game, I still haven't said it out loud yet, but I guess I can say it now. I'm making a game with the core idea that the game and the player interact with each other. Um, it's a weird pitch. Um, it's a weird pitch, but basically that's what I have for now. Just a simulation, or I guess a better term for it is a simulation game with a story, and a game where the player would feel that the game is trying to understand them. So that's kind of the core pillars, core ideas of where this game is going to go. So for the development part of this 2 years, I would just try to get as close as possible to that feeling that I'm trying to create, and just showcase it. And even if it's a short little game, as I said, like a couple of hours long, hopefully it would be something that I actually can complete, release, and then just show to people, and then see, like, have a better grasp of what is it that I need to do next. Is this short demo enough that I can get people excited, and then I don't know, completely independently continue working on um, a new version of the game, like the second version of the game, where there's more of these systems, there's more characters, more story, more elements, and just kind of build up from there. Uh, so you'll be working on a framework for the rest of it. Yeah, basically, just making the framework, giving myself the first 8 months of absolute complete freedom to just experiment and work on the cool stuff, work on the interesting stuff that is going to make this game, how should I say, the stuff that gets me excited about what this game could be. Um, and then for the rest of the 16 months, it's going to be scoping accordingly to what I believe is actually achievable. And for the very first iteration, depending on how things go, I might quite aggressively scope down and make something very, very, very simple. Like in my head, I have an idea for a version of this game that is all just cubes. Like that's it. It is just a game about cubes. Yeah, like there might be some characters that have some animations or some no, not even voxels, just cubes. Like the characters are cubes. Um, that's it. And they're very interactive. Like they have a lot of character, these cubes, but they're cubes, and they're not even. They don't even have like drawings on them. They're just plain cubes. That's quite interesting, actually. Yeah, like I will say that the cube idea is not as not as silly as I thought at first. It came to my. I had the idea just, I guess, very early on when I realized that, oh, this game is pretty darn complex, and at the time I didn't even have much programming knowledge. I don't think I'd at that point, I don't think I'd even consider that I would be going into programming or working or etc. But I thought that, damn, this sounds impossible for me to make on my own. So neither did I when starting Lord. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, the unexpectedities of game development, I suppose. Yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking about the real like big idea of the game, and I thought, maybe there's like something very 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 small, a game that I could make that just would just kickstart it all, and I could showcase some of the core fundamentals of what I'm trying to do. And actually, a cube game came to mind, and technically, it's not even. It is remotely not similar to what I'm making here. Well, maybe in some aspects, but this is like all real time and with lots of simulations and stuff and etc. The cube game idea is turn based. It's kind of a puzzle game, but not a puzzle game, and it still has all of the interactiveness elements where characters try to understand what you're doing and they try to interact back accordingly and kind of adapt, etc. But it was completely different flow, a lot smaller scope, and it could be something where I just take that, oh, okay, so I have this system for driving behavior, I understand it. Let's just combine it with the cube game ideas for complete simplicity, and that is going to be the first version of it. And then moving on, it would go more and more to what my hope is, that with every iteration of the game, I would just get more and more to the original idea, original scope of what I had in mind. And it would just make a nice balanced cycle for myself of development where I would always have some time for research, for just making something interesting and trying out completely new ideas. Then there would be a time where I would focus down on making something polished and playable, and I would focus on testing and etc. And then a time where I see that I already have something and I just need to push it over the finish line, and that would be like the remaining 8 months of all marketing stuff. Well, I guess marketing, I'm already doing marketing. I'm doing the Twitch and I guess YouTube, and I'm hoping to do a lot more of it. But yeah, so the last 8 months, but I guess more so would be focused on publishing, having more people try it out, maybe reaching out to YouTubers or other personalities, just sending it to people, maybe Steamfest, game conventions, getting the game, putting it on my laptop, like driving over to some countries and then showing demos and having people play it. When will you be releasing an alpha or a demo? Yeah, so the alpha or demo, I guess, for what I would be releasing for just people in general to try out would maybe be that helps a lot with marketing. Yeah, definitely, I imagine. Best case would be 6 months from now, since I'm getting on the 2 month mark right now. I don't know if that's actually. I don't know if it's realistic that I will hit that mark, since what's going to happen is what I'm developing now and doing right now might look very, very different from what I would expect to release 16 months from now. So after the 16 months? No. 6, 8, 8. 6, 6, 8, 8, 22. So 22 months from now, that would might likely be very, very different. So I might take the different approach where I market more with the idea of what the game is about, and then I would have the actual demo a bit later. But I don't know. It's still up in the air. I don't know how well it's going to go in terms of development. I am planning on actually increasing the amount of time that I am putting into this project, but that's kind of still a work in progress. So I guess I'll see. 16 months with what you want in the game is a little too small of a window. 2 years and a half maybe would give you breathing space. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'm not. The 2 years, let's say, is just a best case scenario of what I imagine. From just a tempo perspective, what kind of tempo would be great for making sure that I don't get too annoyed with this project? I don't know, like the whole thing that if you plan a project to take a very long time, it can turn into a thing where you don't actually even want to work on that project come the end of it. So that is why I have the 2 year idea. But if it's going to take longer, if I am done with the 22 months and I see that, okay, I have something that's, or even not the 22 months, let's say, for example, after the development stage, I see that, okay, this needs a lot more development. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to try to scale down where I can. And if I can't scale down, I'm just going to take more time to develop it. And it's also kind of how I imagine I might eat up some time of the publishing part. But then if the publishing part needs a lot more time to get through, then I'm just going to give that more time. Like there's nothing set in stone that, oh, it's I do it all in 2 years. And if I don't, I just delete everything and toss it into a fire. No, it's more so that this is what I'm hoping for, and if it doesn't play out like that, I'm just going to adjust accordingly. So yeah, I've actually heard this from quite a few people that 2.5 years might sound a bit more reasonable. Some people are saying 3 years sounds definitely more reasonable, and we'll see, I guess, like how it turns out. Like I'm happy that I have some kind of deadline, but also this deadline is not something that's like set in stone. I don't have any contracts with, I don't know, Valve or anything, or just some any other big corporation that, okay, this is when you have to release. So that just gives a lot more, breathing space. At the same time, it's also giving a lot of guidance that I know that, okay, now is the time where I actually have a lot of freedom to experiment, and it's the time where I have to be brave in a sense and just say that um, I can do anything, try to do it, and if I can't do it, then I guess that's just gonna be it's gonna need more research and just development for another time, and then I'll transition to more concrete plans of actually finishing this up, wrapping it up, and having something that I can show people. Yeah. So yeah, that was just some rambles about, I guess, the scope of this project. I don't know. Yeah, it's perfect. I wanted a stream where I can do something different, and this was a chat stream. So I am very, very grateful. Thank you to everyone who was writing, like Steffi, Final Turn, Freedom DAO. I'm not sure if you're still here, but yeah, no, thank you for the cheese idea. That does sound quite entertaining. Yeah. Yeah. Out of curiosity, what about you, Steffi, and even Final Turn? I don't think I've asked you. Like, how are you looking at scope, and like, what's your thought process about it? Like, do you have concrete plans that you would like the game to release after this much time or that, or do you have any certain like milestones or goals that you're trying to hit, or is it just take your time, work on it, and then see in the process when you want to draw the line for wrapping up the project? Yeah, yeah, for your game. Okay, so check touch script. Hmm. Yeah, let's just call it camera follow toggle. Extends button. Wait, this is Godot. That's not Mummy's Pursuit. Okay, so Steffi says, "Oh, I have a suspected amount of time that it would take me, maybe 6 to 7 years or so." Okay, that's very interesting. I have been hearing 6 to 7 years, quite a couple of times now. Um, maybe even 10 if I go to my complete vision. Okay, okay, interesting. Um, since the reason why I bring up 6 to 7 years, I've also heard um some other projects that are said that well, for people that are going to be working on them after work, so just when they have free time, and that their idea is that the projects will also take 6 to 7 years, just having a stable day job, also doing other things, and yeah, maybe even 10. Okay. But yeah, 6 to 7 years or 10, it definitely sounds like that kind of time frame where there's plenty of time to both experiment, and I guess more importantly, even just iterate and then reiterate, and also not work in a state of, I guess, rush and grind. And hopefully, I'm also going to avoid that with my 2-year gap. But who knows? This might be very, very tight. But I'm not going to try to push it. But going back to this, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Is there any specific reason why 6 to 7 years? Is it just intuition that it might take that long? Also, Fighter, I have soft deadlines personally. My ultimate goal is to become a better developer, but I do want to finish my game this year. We'll see if that happens. Okay, yeah, nice, nice. Um, yeah, good idea to finish, I guess, this year. And from what I'm seeing, I'm definitely excited and just to try it out. And like the game definitely has already the feels and the look. So yeah, really, really hopeful that you can get it done in the year. Also, regarding the better developer part, finishing a game, I would say would probably be one of the best ways to grow as a developer, since all of the stuff that needs to be done to finish a game that isn't obvious um, is usually experiences that are very, very unique to the game. Like, um, I've worked on quite a few games. I guess yeah, I can say that I have worked on quite a few games, and yeah, there are cases that some things are similar, just because, for example, games use the same engine like Unity. But oftentimes, every game has just very unique problems that are needed to be fixed for the game to be released. Like, I'm not fixing the stuff that is needed for like a release. I've never worked on a game that's like meant as like, oh, the first release kind. But yeah, it's just I know it's definitely what I'm trying to say. It's definitely something that's really, I think, boosts a person as a developer. Um, yeah, I mean, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't coded. I've only made art, and I love having that freedom of time. Yeah, that does sound lovely. I'm also quite excited for the point where I think I'm just gonna put down maybe coding for a little bit, maybe not a couple of weeks, but maybe, I don't know, just a couple of days, where just open up Blender and do some modeling of some ideas. I think I could show. I guess I don't know if this is spoilers, but where is it? I actually want to show this off. In my backgrounds, there are some characters that I have done, but I don't think I've shown on stream. Where is it? Come on. Okay, think. It's gonna be. Oh yeah, I know how to search for this. Inktober. Okay, monthly creations. October, monthly creations, modeling November. Where is it? Which spiders? Masculine ducks. Dune. No, not Dune. Okay, Dune kind of works, but okay. Yeah, let's say this. So let's go with. I need to somehow show my screen now. Ah, okay. New Window capture, window capture, window capture. Oh no. Photos. Yeah. Oh wow, it automatically found that. Okay, Windows. Yeah, that. Wait, why does it not work? 8-bit bit. Windows 10. Hello? Hello? Nope, it is not working. Oh, I have an idea, but no, that's not gonna work. Anyway, for another time, yeah. Point is just that how did I just turn off everything? Hello? Oh wait, I know what I did. Photos. It's in the background, correct? So if I move it up. Oh no, wait, yeah, I know it was already broken. Never mind. Yeah, just excited also to get to do some modeling or drawing. 6 to 7 is because I have a huge scope for the game. I currently want the game to release with 30 biomes, 9 civilizations, religions, 7 occults, building, and all the other core functions. 24 different gems and a mythology system. I'm probably forgetting something, but the scope is why I'm giving myself such a long time. Okay, fair. Yeah, fair. Definitely, that's a lot of content, a lot of variation, and so 30 biomes and civilizations. Okay, yeah, get it. Religions. Okay, I assume this is also like from a story perspective, or is it from a mechanics perspective? 7 occults, building, and all the other core functions. 24 different gems. So are the gems and mythology system somehow like a skill system, a spell system, or is it a collectible system, a lore system? From both a gameplay and a story perspective. Okay, okay, makes sense. Yeah, since that did sound like something interactive, and also the fact that there's 24 of them makes me assume that they have some special attributes. So, gems are for mining and have to have a certain requirements to get certain gems. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. Such as a bloodstone you get from killing dwarves. Okay, okay. Hmm. 7 to 10, 6 to 7 to 10 years. Yeah, I can definitely see it since I assume there's probably gonna be, like your approach might differ, but you might start with a handful of biomes, civilizations, just build those up into some kind of core prototype system, and then just expand upon it. Like if how we would assume, like you make like a base game and then you add an expansion and an expansion. So is that kind of the approach? That's just since there are so many different forms of content that it's just going to be something where you're going to have your own workflow, and uh, then it just kind of evolves from there. Yeah, for the next year or so, I only plan to add 15 biomes and 5 of the 9 civilizations. Okay, yeah, that's a good number. Like having half of the game, and then the other half is just going to come like on top. And assumingly those new additions should be a bit more freeing, since the game will already have most of the stuff in place. So there's just gonna be more room to experiment. So yeah, that does sound fun. And does these 6 to 7 or 10 years, does that scare you in any way? The fact that it's going to take definitely quite a long time. Because in a way, yeah, I understand that. For example, in my case, I know that the final iteration of what I want for this game, it might take also like 4 or 5 iterations. So in a way, it will also take 10 years. And yeah, the final iteration of how I see the game is what I would like to make. And worst case, that is how long it's going to take. Like, I would love it if I would be done a lot quicker, but it might just take that many iterations. So, and I am prepared and kind of mentally fixated that I am going to be doing at least this game until I get to that point where I say that, okay, now this is what I had imagined for this game initially. So, but for me, that I know, for me, I'm just kind of trying to seeing that 2 years development segments as something where I don't get lost for too long working on something very complex, since at that point I feel like I lose touch with the game itself and also the players. Like, I don't want that to happen, since that I believe that is what makes me, for the most part, lose interest with a game, or just stop feeling the heartbeat of a game, is when I forget about just having the game as something that I actually play, for example, or having that interaction with other players. The iterations are what scare me, because I feel like if I update the game too much, I'll lose my original vision. Ah, okay. That is definitely reasonable. That is definitely understandable. Um, since yeah, the original vision is probably the reason why you even started making this, and kudos to you for starting a project that you see in your mind that it's going to take 6 to 10 years. Um, and yeah, it could definitely change. Like, if you account for the idea that like people's cells completely change in 7 years or so, I think that's like the metric. Um, like in that time, it might happen that the game just changes because of due to iteration, or the idea moves on, etc. And there's um and where I'm going with this is that um I imagine that you are going to find your own answer to this, like, oh, how much does the game uh stay with the original version? But I've kind of embraced the idea of it's a really nice GMTK video, one of my favorites probably, and it talks about games that design themselves. And I think that is also something that I know. I don't really know about games where that doesn't come into play, but I think that a lot of the game's design actually comes from the game itself, and usually I imagine that's actually quite different from what the original visions of people are. And I don't know. It's in a way it's maybe scary and a downside that games just turn into something different than what was originally planned. But on the bright side, isn't that cool that in a way a game can evolve before your eyes and there's just something unexpected there? Like it's not just a process of creation and building, it's also a process of discovery something that you haven't seen. And like thinking back on maybe the first times, like sorry I'm getting like philosophical or I don't know what, but thinking on the first times where you had the idea and like the excitement of what the idea could become, like the vision. um I'd hope that the same thing might happen towards the end, where seeing how the game evolves and what it turns into is also an exciting moment, since you see something that came from your vision and what it turns out to, and etc. So, final turn road also, that's a dangerous line of thinking because it might make you not receptive to feedback. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, feedback is definitely something possible, since yeah, I guess all games are. I guess I can't say all games, but most games are made with the idea that someone else is also going to play them, and yeah, being receptive to feedback is pretty darn crucial. Yeah. All games need to evolve with what their players want, or else players leave. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. But I also go as far as to say that all games need to evolve with what the game needs as well. Um, it's a weird question thinking about what the game needs, but I don't know. At some point, like we're developers, we sit with this game for how many hours, how many long time it takes, and I think it's only natural that in that time we start to notice things and we get the idea that okay, this is something that the game needs. You can't really put your finger on why, but it's just something that's it would make the game better. And maybe it's not necessarily from player feedback, maybe it's not necessarily from the original vision, but just sitting there playing the game. Like, you know how when you play some kind of other game, like something that's already released, and just sometimes the ideas come that, oh, you know what this game really needs, what this game should have is that and that. Maybe I don't know, Minecraft should have parkour and wall climbing and something, and etc. And that would make get the game better. Um, and I guess the same kinds of ideas just come from making the game and then playing it, and yeah, just iterating on that. So, that was a ramble on tangent. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Thinking about the process is just the process itself of making a game is quite fun. Can get a bit addicting just thinking about it and not doing any development. Then I've been doing quite a lot of development today, as you can see from I don't know the static screen of just nothingness in the background. But hey, no, I made a button. I made a button, but I didn't even finish the button. I should finish the button. That way I can say that I really did do some development today. But it's fine. I actually really enjoyed the conversations today. Yeah. Final point on the whole idea that iterations and the game is going to change. I'd say personally, I am quite quite calm with that notion that it might change. I'm excited even more that it might change. What fears me is that I'm quite set on having other people collaborate on this project and just getting help. And that is something that is still a little bit scary since I do not know if this game won't be driven to be something else. Like I know that I have set out and I'm trying to set out most days what I would say as the concrete ideas to what this game would be. But I'm just not sure. I don't know how they will hold up if, let's say, for example, I have a 20-person team. Like, who knows what might happen after 6 years or 4 years or 2 years or something, or maybe even next month. I don't know. And I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm just going to accept certain changes or be stubborn about it. I am going to have to be stubborn about certain things and maybe not about others. So, yeah, that's kind of my personal fear a bit. Is I am very excited to work with others, but I am also quite scared. Developing a game is the exact definition of easier said than done. Oh yeah, definitely. 1,000%. So I do not need the check button. What I needed to do this whole time was just go to signals. The thing that I'm always forgetting that Godot has signals. We um, toggled connected to world, and then where is the camera? Wait, no, not here. What was added here? Yeah. No, not disconnected from world. Connected to camera. And then, never mind. Disconnected from camera. Connected to world again, since turns out that's where I moved my camera. Camera offset move toward target position dash dash target. So where is the dash dash target? On follow timer timeout. Let's just do a simple one. If not randomize target return. So then I have target and then var follow target equal to true. On check button toggled. Follow target is equal to toggled on. Okay, and then I just start the game. This is toggle random target. Random follow. I want this to start on. No. Button pressed on. Yes. So now if I just run this, there's an error. World 102. World 102. What's follow target? target. Wait, no, I want this to be randomize target. Yeah, and then let's try it again. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me that my signals are a mess. Yeah, I imagine that is the case. I don't know. Signals sound fun and useful, but I'm kind of torn. On the one hand, for a game jam style game, something a bit more simple and just making a prototype, it sounds wonderful since you don't actually need to implement your own signal system or whatnot. But for something larger, I don't know if I would actually use the signal system because it's I would personally probably do it through code, but also I guess maybe this is just because I like binding things through code, and I think it's a bit more, I don't know, it's a bit more clear to me since I've had enough projects where stuff is specifically made through editors, like talking about Unity right now, and then once let's say you have to change a lot of things at the same time, it's a lot more difficult to do all of those changes in the editor versus just doing them all through code. So I guess maybe you could say that like signal bindings are not that dynamic, so they don't change that often. But I don't know if it just puts my heart at ease a bit that I know that, oh, if I do need to change them, well, it's going to be easier to change it through code. And yeah, you can technically change anything even through the editor since you can edit the files directly. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have to be either or. You can use in editor when it's convenient and in code when you need something more robust. That is the very fair point. That is true. Yeah. Like you can mix and match definitely. I guess it's kind of my like for example, like I do understand it. Like right now I'm using Signals for UI, and it's awesome since it's just really fast, easy to set up. I don't have to think about all like integrating this to some kind of convoluted my own system with like an event bus or something. So there's definitely some good merit for just having both approaches, and not everything has to be centralized and use the same systems. So yeah, definitely. And also, yeah, some things just can't really be connected in editor, so you will have to do it through code, which is, I guess, a good point to do it through code at that point. Right, expected after if condition. Have I just forgotten how to write? Yes, I have. Okay, stop, start again. Right, and now, okay, let's say I turn it off, and let's see if now we're just gonna be following Juno for all the time. Put these back in place, like so. It works! Hooray! I did something today. That's good. That's actually very, very nice since all of the times where I had to just kind of guess if something worked or not, look through the inspector. Now it's actually, it's steady. Like I know I could also add a button that just toggles which which character is focused. That might be useful for the future, but I think that is a good point to wrap things up for now. So, yeah, we made a button. We had some awesome discussions just about game dev. It was lovely to hear just your plans for your games, Steffi and Final Turn. So, yep, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for the chats. Best of luck with your projects. Best of luck with your games. I am going to head out for today. Thank you to everyone else for watching. Best of luck to you too for whatever you might be working on. And yeah, I will catch you all tomorrow. Goodbye.